Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kemit's Ghost. You can call me Alan. It is Monday, the 7th of October 2024. I am back from North Devon. Now, I didn't take my camera with me when I went on holiday, but I did use my wife's mobile phone to record the descent on a funicular railway, which I'll pop in after this intro. It's just a couple of minutes and the views are lovely. Then I head up to Costa for my morning latte, and then I'll go over into HMV and film all the latest releases this week. I'm not planning to pick anything new up today, but I do have 5 titles to show you at the end, which are a combination of films that I picked up over the last week, which I wanted to watch first before I talk about. And there's a couple as well from Germany that my daughter and son-in-law picked up while they were there just a few weeks ago. I also have some subscriber mail to show you from Scotty's Movies. I'll leave a link in the description below to his channel. Be sure to go and check him out. So, time for me to get ready and head up to Costa. I will see you all after the railway clip. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to have to raise my voice because it's quite noisy on here. This is the only bit of video I'm going to take whilst in North Devon, and it's of the water-powered funicular railway linking the town of Lynmouth, which is perched on top of the hill, with the town of Linton, which is down on the seafront. Now, this railway was built in 1887, but not completed till 1890, as it was built using manual labour alone, and it's been in continual use since. So I'll shut up now and you can enjoy the view. So it's Monday morning and back to HMV to see the new releases of the day. Let's go inside. So in no particular order, I'll start with Night of the Living Dead. This is on 4K. It's an independent horror film from 1968 directed by George A. Romero. This being his first movie. He also wrote and edited it. They're coming for you, Barbara. This is priced at £29.99. Friday the 13th, Part 2 next on 4K. This was directed by Steve Miner, who also directed Part 3. This film came out in May 1981, and it sees Jason return to Camp Crystal and pick off a bunch of camp counsellors. £22.99 for this slipcovered release. Next is The Exorcist 3 on 4K. This is a supernatural horror from 1990, which includes both the theatrical and director's cut of the film. This is a limited edition release, which includes an illustrated collector's booklet and reversible sleeve. £21.99 for this movie today. Next is You Might Be the Killer, a slasher horror put out by Treasured Films. This is a limited edition Blu-ray. It's from 2018, about a camp counsellor at Camp Clear Vista who has an unusual connection to a possessed wooden mask that may be in control of its wearer, forcing him to murder fellow counsellors. This comes with a booklet and is priced at £18.99. Next is A Quiet Place Day 1. As the title suggests, this focuses on the first day that the aliens reach Earth, and it's set in New York, possibly the noisiest city on the planet. Significant because the aliens hate even the minutest sound and kill whatever makes noise. Now, I saw this at the cinema and I was very disappointed with it. I was rooting for the aliens come the end of the film. I enjoyed the first two, but won't be completing this franchise. There are a few variants out today. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99. The 4K is priced at £24.99. There's also some 3 movie combo sets. The Blu-ray trilogy is priced at £19.99, which is very reasonable. And the 4K trilogy is priced at £39.99. Again, not bad at all. There's also a steelbook for the third movie only, featuring Soundwave design on a red cover for a whopping £34.99. And Inspector Calls next on 4K, a supernatural drama from 1954 starring Alistair Sim as Inspector Paul. He arrives at a dinner party to investigate the suicide of one of the family's employees who has links with everybody in the house one way or another. Great twist in this film, and look out for a very young George Cole. This is priced at £22.99. Next is Tai Chi Master on 4K. This is a Hong Kong martial arts movie from 1993, put out by 88 Films. Stars Jet Li and Michelle Yeoh. It's about 2 childhood friends whose lives drift apart, allowing resentment to seep in, resulting in a climactic showdown. This 2-disc set is priced at £29.99 and carries a 15 certificate. Next we have Air America, an action comedy from 1990 directed by Roger Spottiswoode. He also made Turner and Hooch and Tomorrow Never Dies, but he also made Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. This stars Robert Downey Jr. as a maverick helicopter pilot who, through circumstance, ends up working unbeknownst to him for the CIA, smuggling narcotics into Southeast Asia. So he seeks help from another pilot played by Mel Gibson. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99, but the 4K is priced at £22.99. Both come with lovely glossy slipcovers. Elfin Lied next on Blu-ray. This animated show is the complete series with a runtime of 338 minutes. It's got 2 discs and the story centres around Lucy, who is a psychopathic killer with the powers beyond any human, who shares her form with a helpless child without memories. This is priced at £32.99 and carries a 15 certificate. The Exorcism now on Blu-ray. This 2024 supernatural horror stars Russell Crowe as an aging actor playing a priest in a film called The Georgetown Project, only to start acting bizarre as if possessed himself. Also stars Sam Worthington, Adam Goldberg, as well as David Hyde Pierce. £14.99 for this movie. House of Whipcord next on Blu-ray from 88 Films. This 1974 British exploitation thriller tells the story of a French model who is taken prisoner by a young man under his mother's command. She wants to correct and punish morally corrupt females in her prison, and the sentence can sometimes mean death. This is priced at £16.99. Gaira's Guts trilogy next from 88 Films, featuring Guts of a Virgin from 1986, Guts of a Beauty also from 1986, and Rusted Body Guts of a Virgin 3 from 1987. This set is limited to 3,000 units, carries an 18 certificate, and is priced at £39.99. So I thought I'd include this DVD box set of NCIS Hawaii. NCIS stands for Naval Criminal Investigation Service. It's one of 3 spin-off shows from the original NCIS. There's also Los Angeles and New Orleans. It's got 3 seasons and this is priced at £49.99. It carries a 15 certificate. Next is Interview with the Vampire Season 2. It's a show about a French 145-year-old vampire. The show's been given a green light for Season 3, which will cover the second book, The Vampire Lestat. Season 1 had 7 episodes, and this season features 8 episodes. £21.99 for this release today. Next is About Dry Grasses, a Turkish drama from last year. It's about a teacher in a small village who has been accused of inappropriate behaviour by 2 pupils. Spoken language is Turkish, but there are English subtitles available. It's got a runtime of 197 minutes and is priced at £12.99. Next is Walking Dead Dead City Season 1, which follows Negan and Maggie, who have now travelled to New York City to look for Maggie's kidnapped son. There's 6 episodes to this season, but it's been given a green light for another season, which will be shown next year. £21.99 for this release today. Next is One Piece Collection 34, featuring episodes 819 to 842. It's an animated show consisting of 1,120 episodes and 21 seasons and counting. This 4-disc release has a runtime of 600 minutes and features a whopping 3 minutes of bonus features. £34.99 for this release today. Next is this HMV exclusive steelbook for Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, Season 1. This is the 15th mainline entry in the Gundam franchise. Gundam is short for Gund arms. Gund compensates for physical disabilities which are caused by prolonged exposure to living in space. This is priced at £44.99. And here we have season 2 of Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury, also an exclusive H&V steelbook. And these 2 steelbook seasons are both limited, but to how many I couldn't tell you. Also priced at £44.99, and it carries a 15 certificate. Hey everybody, welcome back. So I've got 5 films to show you, as well as some slipcover subscriber mail from Scotty's Movies. I will show these first and then I'll move on to the movies. So there's going to be a lot to talk about, so let's crack on with it. Well, as you can see, Scott included the note, which I didn't find till after, and with the magic of editing, here it is now, and it says, "Hi Alan, Kermit, hope you are well. Here, as promised, are several slipcovers I saved when I traded the movies to CEX after a bit of a collection cull." A lot of people are doing that lately. "I am a long-time viewer of your channel. Thank you very much. One of my inspirations when it came to starting YouTube myself." That's very kind of you to say. "Keep up the great work, Scott. Scotty's Movies." Thank you very much. I will put this note with all the others. Much appreciated, mate. So the first slip is for Transporter 2, 2005 action movie starring Jason Statham. The Blu-ray was released in 2008. Next is the slipcover for South Pacific, a musical from 1958 directed by Joshua Logan. This first arrived on Blu-ray in the UK in 2010. Next one is for Pixels. This was directed by Chris Columbus. Very happy to have the slip for this one. Movie came out in 2015 and the Blu-ray was released the same year. A lenticular slipcover next for Mama, a Universal Studios release. It's a horror film that stars Jessica Chastain. It was released in 2013 and it is region free. The Legend of Tarzan Now, an action-adventure directed by David Yates. It stars Alexander Skarsgård, Margot Robbie and Samuel L. Jackson. This was released on Blu-ray Halloween 2016. A lenticular slipcover now for Monsters. This movie was released in 2010. The Blu-ray came out the year after. This one is directed by Gareth Edwards. Another lenticular slipcover, this time for Minions, a 3D 2015 animated comedy featuring the voice talents of Sandra Bullock, John Hamm, Michael Keaton, Steve Coogan and Alison Janney. The Last Witch Hunter next, and another lenticular slipcover. This action fantasy came out on Blu-ray in the UK 2016. Stars Vin Diesel, Elijah Wood and Sir Michael Caine. God bless you, sir. Next is the slipcover for Ice Age 5 Collision Course, an animated comedy which was released on Blu-ray in the UK on 3D December the 5th, 2016. Despicable Me 3 next, another animated comedy from Universal Studios featuring the voice talents of Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig and Trey Parker. This was released on Blu-ray in the UK on the 6th of November 2017. The slipcover for American Sniper next from Warner Brothers, a Clint Eastwood directed historical biography of Chris Kyle, played by Bradley Cooper. The UK Blu-ray was released on the 1st of June 2015. A nice glossy slipcover for Don't Breathe next, a thriller starring Steve Lang and Jane Levy, put out by Sony on Blu-ray in the UK on the 16th of January 2017. A lovely golden slipcover now for Hercules. This is from Paramount Pictures. It's an action fantasy which stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Ian McShane, Rufus Sewell and John Hurt. This came out on Blu-ray in the UK on the 1st of December 2014. And the final slipcover, which is a lenticular, is for Dark Skies, a supernatural horror starring Kerry Russell, Josh Hamilton and J.K. Simmons. This was released on Blu-ray in the UK on the 5th of August 2013. Okay, first one to show you is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's a sci-fi action blockbuster from this year, directed by Wes Ball. He made those Maze Runner films, very good they are too. And this movie opens up with the death of Caesar from the first 3 rebooted movies, and then we cut to 300 years later, where we follow 3 juvenile apes who are climbing a now overgrown cityscape in a search for eagle eggs, because their clan teaches eagles how to hunt. These 3 apes are led by Noah, voiced by Owen Teague, and each of them gather an egg and they return to camp. Now on the way back they notice that a human is following them, and in a scuffle that evening Noah's egg breaks and he has to go out and find a new one. And that night his camp is attacked by ape raiders led by a gorilla called Silver, who is very vindictive. He burns the camp to the ground, killing Noah's father in the process and taking everybody else prisoner, except for Noah, who is assumed dead after a nasty fall. Next morning, Noah sets out to try and find his clan, and along the way he meets Raka, who's an orangutan, who teaches Noah all about Caesar and his teachings. Raka is voiced by Peter Macon from The Family Guy. He voiced the character of Preston Lloyd in that. And they notice that a female human is following them. Raka tries to encourage this woman to come out of hiding, tempting her with some food and a blanket. He names her Nova. But Nova isn't in fact a scavenger. She is very intelligent. She speaks English, much to Noah and Raka's surprise when it's revealed. That's a good scene. We learn that Nova's actually called May, who is voiced by Freya Allen, and you may know her from the TV show The Witcher. And May has got a hidden agenda which I won't go into. I won't say any more on the story wise. Don't worry, I've only scraped the surface of it. There's a lot going on in this. I will say though, CGI in this film is absolutely incredible. It is groundbreaking stuff, very realistic, and there's a few nods as well to the original Charlton Heston movie in here, which is nice to see. This one's got a runtime of 1 hour 44 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the slipcover and the cover had the same image, and this is in a thin case where all the others are in thick cases. What were you thinking? And there is a completely different image from the cover put onto the disc. So that was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Next one to show you is Bad Boys Ride or Die. It's an action comedy from this year starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and this is the fourth film in the franchise, which started way back in 1995. Of course, there was a 17-year gap between the second and third instalment, and Will and Martin have also expressed an interest in making a fifth film in this franchise, so keep an eye out for that one. Now the film opens with Will Smith's character, Detective Mike Lowry, getting married, and Martin Lawrence's character, Detective Marcus Burnett, having a near-death experience at Mike's wedding, suffering a heart attack on the dance floor. Whilst this is happening, Marcus's former and deceased boss, Captain Conrad Howard, tells Marcus it's not your time. And with that message, Marcus wakes up in hospital with a new lease of life, thinks he can't be killed. Meanwhile, the captain's name, former captain's, been linked with money laundering and drugs cartel, and it's been dragged through the mud. So Mike and Marcus have got to try and prove the claims are false, and the captain has left phone messages to the two detectives which will help them with that investigation. I won't say any more story-wise, but I will also mention it stars Rhea Seehorn from Better Call Saul as Judy Howard. She's a US Marshal. She's the captain's daughter. There's also Vanessa Hudgens as Kelly. She's a weapons expert. She was also in Bad Boys for Life. This was a fun film, well-paced, lots of action. Martin Lawrence, over the top as usual, but it's a good addition to the franchise. Music is by Lorne Belf. He was the composer on the previous Bad Boys movie as well. And this one's got a runtime of 1 hour 56 minutes. It doesn't drag at all. Let's take a look inside. So again, we have an image on the disc that isn't from the cover of the movie. So that was Bad Boys Ride or Die. Next one to show you is Retribution. This is an action thriller from August last year, directed by Nimrod Antal. Now his films include Armored and Predators. Make of that what you will. This film stars Liam Neeson as Matt Turner. He works for a finance company called Nanite Capital. He's married, he's got 2 children. His wife is Heather, being played by Embeth Davids, and his children. He's got his daughter Emily, being played by Lily Aspel. You'll know her, she played the child version of Diane Prince in Wonder Woman from 2017. And his son is Zach, being played by Jack Champion. Now he was Miles in the last and the next 2 Avatar films. Anyway, on his way to work, Matt is called on a mobile phone that's planted in his car by a stranger, telling him there's a bomb under the driver's seat and that he's got to comply. Simple as that. To survive. Matt confirms the bomb threat is true by taking a photograph of the bomb with his own mobile phone, and Matt's also informed that his 2 children who are sitting in the back seat are sat on bomb pressure plates as added incentive. I won't say any more story wise. Obviously it involves money because Matt works for a finance company, but that's all I'm going to say story wise. I will also mention that this stars Matthew Modine as Matt's boss, Anders, and I've got to say this film was quite frustrating because Matt's trying to relay instructions to his children and his wife who's on the phone, and all they're saying is why, or they're just ignoring him. Very frustrating indeed, but the film was entertaining overall. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 31 minutes. Let's take a look inside. That front cover image has been put onto the disc, and as you can tell this is a German release because of the Age logo, but it has a reversible cover with that Age logo removed.
So that was Retribution. Okay, next one to show you, and this is another one my daughter and son-in-law kindly picked me up from Germany. Thank you very much. The movie is Muzzle. It's an action thriller from last year, directed by John Stolberg Jr., this being his fourth feature film. And this movie stars Aaron Eckhart as Jake Rosser. He's an LAPD officer working in a canine unit, and almost immediately his dog Ace is killed in the line of duty. And to add insult to injury, a paramedic on duty refuses to treat the dog, which makes Jake react instinctively by headbutting him, which leads to an inquest and mandatory psych evaluation. So Ace, that's Jake's canine police partner, is given a full police funeral. Is that an actual thing? I don't know if it is. It should be, but I'm not sure if it's an actual thing or not. I should also point out that the dog's killer gave a command to Ace in German and the dog responded, and this kind of leads Jake on a mission to try and track down Ace's killer. So soon after, he gets himself a new canine called Socks, and let's just say Socks is a troubled dog, got a colourful past, and the pair go on a hunt for Ace's killer. Now I won't say any more story-wise, but I will also mention it stars Stephen Lang from Avatar films. He's playing Leyland. He's a canine kennel guard and trainer, as well as Nick Searcy as Jake's boss, Captain Freeman. You may know Nick from the new murder mystery miniseries that's on Netflix at the moment called Perfect Couple. That's very good. I recommend that if you've not seen this. Plus there's Penelope Mitchell as Mia, who is Jake's neighbour and squeeze, and obviously she's 23 years younger than him. This is Hollywood after all. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 40 minutes, but it felt like 3 hours, probably because all the plot holes. Don't recommend this one. Let's take a look inside. So the front cover image has been put onto the disc, and this German release does have a reversible cover with that age logo removed. So that was Muzzle. Okay, next and last is The Hitcher. This is a thriller from 1986 directed by Robert Harmon. Who? Well, he's responsible for directing all but one of the 9 Jesse Stone movies. I love those films. Innocent Lost, in case you're wondering, and that's directed by Dick Lowry. Anyway, digressing. This stars C. Thomas Howell as Jim Halsey. He is a young man driving alone on his way to California at night, delivering a car. Whilst driving, he becomes very tired, almost gets himself killed in a head-on collision with a truck. So to keep himself occupied and awake, decides to pick up a hitchhiker, and just so happens, standing at the side of the road is John Ryder, being played by Rutger Hauer, in a career-defining role, I may add. And let's just say Ryder's a little bit unhinged. In fact, moments before getting into Jim's car, Ryder murdered the occupants of a previous car that gave him a lift just moments earlier. But to be fair, Ryder does tell Jim that he plans to murder him as well. So the game of cat and mouse begins. I won't say any more story-wise, but I will also mention that it stars very young Jennifer Jason Leigh as Nash. She's a waitress at a family-run diner in the middle of nowhere. She gets embroiled in the events with Jim and the sociopath that is John Ryder. There's a cool scene with her and a truck. If you know, you know. There's also Armin Shimmerman as the interrogator. You'll know Armin from DS9. He played the character of Quark running the bar. There's also Jeffrey DeMunn as the police captain, and you may know Jeffrey from The Walking Dead. He played the character of Dale in that one. Picture quality on this is very good indeed. It was a great transfer. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 37 minutes. Let's take a look inside. As you can see, no slipcover. This release was £18. For that price, you think you can cut 50p out of your profits and put a slipcover on these releases. Shame on you, Second Sight. On the disc, we have an image from the final scene. So that was The Hitcher. So again, a big thank you to Scott for sending over those lovely slipcovers. You, mate, are a star. So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Plan to pick them up or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and try to reply if I have the time. Give a video a thumbs up. Really does help the channel. And subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? And on that note, all that's have to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.